They don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling guyry today? Let's talk. But first, enough said. I want to talk to y'all before we get into this foolishness with that video from the other day with the unions, and I got some serious stuff going on. I got a guest that's gonna be calling in, but I wanted to talk to y'all, Postal family. This is Jay being sincere, okay? I need some advice in life. So Jay having issues with the women's, okay? You know, I went on my online dating app and I decided I was gonna try my hand in the dating app. And yeah, this is hard times nowadays, okay? And somebody told me that COVID came and COVID left and they was doing the dating thing, so I tried it out for myself. I met this shorty. Follow me. And I was like, man, she is a dime piece. She's a number 10. And hopefully she don't put her pants on both legs at the same time. And hopefully she don't pour the milk in the bowl before the cereal. So everything was good, right? I went over and I was like, yeah, this is it. We was kicking it. We was watching the Netflix and chilling. Y'all already know where this is going. And so we headed to the room. This is what Jay does. You know, I move a little faster than the average Joe because my name is Jay, not Joe. And I slid up in there, right? And I was wondering, right, when I went into the bedroom, it was all done all nice. It was nice. It was real cute. But I looked on the nightstand and I noticed that there was peanut butter on there, right? And so I got scared. For Postal family, don't turn, okay? I'm talking to you. I want to know if I'm wrong or if I'm scared. So there was the peanut butter. I was wondering, I'm thinking, hey, maybe there's a midnight snack. You know, some women have these things where they got their little cravings and they like to eat peanut butter and something like ice. Follow me, okay? Follow me. So, we started doing, Jay trying to do the nasty. I ain't got the beard no more, so it is what it is. I was going in, okay? I was going in. And then she was like, do me a favor, grab the peanut butter. And I'm like, well, you gonna get hungry in the middle of this? And she was like, do me a favor. And I grabbed the peanut butter because I'm curious at this point. I'm curious, okay? I'm curious of what she was gonna do with the damn peanut butter. And I'm thinking Jay about to get blessed. Weird stuff. Thought Jay was gonna get blessed. Speaking about myself in third person, don't judge me. And so she goes and she take out and she starts smearing it on her feet, right? And okay, so at this point, I was confused. I was concerned. I didn't know what to do, all right? But she started putting her feet towards my chin and I was like ducking to the left and to the right, like COVID was coming at me full-fledged circle. And she's like, I was like, I don't really know if I'm supposed to be doing this. Long story short, okay, I didn't realize I was allergic to peanut butter, right? And I ingested so much peanut butter. Jay just got out the emergency room. I just want y'all to know that, okay? Jay just got, you know what? Let's get back to the story. Y'all don't want to hear about my personal life. But fellas, just make sure if you got any peanut allergies, do not try this at home. Whew, okay. All right. What was we talking about? Oh, yeah, the unions. So apparently, when we spoke last time, the people had issues because the postal unions have been snatching people's money. And I don't know if you guys realize how much money the postal unions be getting from us. But what I did was, after this video, I got a call, I got a text, I got a lot of you guys hitting me up. And then, the person that was on here before, I think her name is Anita, Kanita, it was something. She decided she was going to call me. So we're waiting for the call and I'm going to just check my phone and she'll be on here to give her opinion. And I honestly, I understand the union's perspective that they need the members, right? It takes the members to make this grow. And I've said this numerous times, without the members, the union is nothing. Problem is that when you start investing so much of your money into the unions, then we tend to lose. But you know what? Y'all hold on one second. Let me see if I get her on the phone. Hold on. Y'all excuse me for a second. I'm going to just check. Bear with me. Ding. That's me dialing her. Ding. Ding.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Check that.
Are you feeling hungry?
You can't say that. That's my words.
Well, I feel pretty good.
Okay, talk to me. Why? Why
You
you?
need to talk to me.
Why
We talking together.
talking together? So we had this discussion, and I gave you my opinion on, both perspectives. But you said you had some words and you wanted to share some information. But from my perspective, the individual that spoke the other day about digging so deep into the union and the issues that was going on. Personally, I thought it was, it was a little nosy, but it's always good to be a little bit nosy. But I believe it's the workers' fault if they don't go and look into what the unions are supposed to do. If you're not being proactive with your union, you cannot, you don't have a voice. So if the union chooses to spend their money however they want, that's on the carriers or the post, everybody underneath the APWU or the rural carriers. What do you think?
Well, what do you mean when you're saying that, that hypothetically it's our fault if we don't look into or hold the union accountable or responsible, and that they could just use our funds and do whatever that they please? What do you mean by that before I comment? Because what we do is that when we sign that piece of paper and they ask us if we want to join, the union,
Right.
and a lot of us, 99% of us, we just sign and we really don't ask questions. But in the back of our mind, we have an idea of, what the union is going to do. They're going to use the funds appropriately. We get, annual parties, picnics,
Okay.
networking things, and, all that other stuff or whatever like that. And, they do what they do, whatever that they do. But, honestly, we really kind of don't really know what they really do with our funds.
Well, whose fault is that? That's your fault. If you don't go to a union meeting, you can't complain about what they're doing.
Okay, so even if I go to a union meeting, I will get told what they do with their funds by going to a union meeting. Because I've been to a couple of union meetings, and those union meetings are just there for a specific purpose, such as there's some big grievances, class action grievances that's being discussed, or I may have to do a statement and we're doing something totally different. But I personally do read the meetings,
Okay.
but I don't sometimes go to every meeting. But again, some meetings are just there for a particular purpose, like I said, a class action, grievance or a statement that needs to be, written up or whatever. So
You go there to find out how much money you're going to get instead of being proactive and figuring out if they're using your money correctly. Is that what you're telling me? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that you're not doing your diligence. You go in there specifically just to find out. You hear class action, you thinking, okay, yeah, I'm going to go get some money. And let me show up to see how much money I can get, versus how this other individual did when they wanted to go get some information and they were prying and pressing. So, technically you can't complain if you don't get the information if you don't ask, right? Closed mouth don't get fed.
that is true. Closed mouths don't get fed. But no, I'm not hearing nothing about no money that I'm getting. Because as far as with a class action grievance or whatever, that may or may not apply to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you that there may be different reasons on that union meeting itself. Now, some people are a little different, but I don't know personally. This is just me. I don't know, how to go about asking what they do with those funds. Now, again, I do read the meetings, and the meetings at the end of that, it does talk about, the funds or how many new memberships they've gotten, or, whatever. And I know that every union chapter has things done differently, but I don't know, man, man, where you going with that, man? Because I don't really like what you insinuating.
Well, I'm keeping it 100. You already know how I feel about the unions. A union is only as strong as its members. And if its members don't show up, then you really can't complain, right? If you don't know what they're doing. Again, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
As long as I am paying every 2 weeks and they are taking that money out of my check,
Right.
then I am concerned, and I've done my part in making sure that they have the available funds to do whatever that they need to do on the or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And not just myself, but, you know what I'm saying, everybody else that has not, you know, that's still part of the union by paying their applicable dues.
Okay.
I don't think that that's fair for anybody, just anybody to say that that is our responsibility, because if one person is doing something bad, like if there's a bad president or a bad, you know, treasurer or somebody like that, then I think that it's our responsibility to vote that person out. I think that it's our responsibility for that, but I don't think that we should be held accountable for somebody's wrongdoing.
Okay, so I made this video the other day and basically spoke to everybody, and somebody's going to pass this information on, obviously, about what's going on with the union over there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay, now there's a bunch of people that don't know about it.
I've seen that video. I've seen that video.
Right. So now the reason that I put that information out there is because there's a bunch of people that don't know about their union president digging into the funds and paying themselves, right? So I put that information out there. Now, I don't live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Somebody shared that information with me so that I could get the information out. The person that shared it with me is an active member and went to the union meetings and asked the questions. So if you don't ask no questions, you're not going to get no answers, right?
But see, that's what that gentleman did.
Right. So why don't you?
Exactly what he was supposed to do. He asked the questions. He went further than that, and not just asked the questions, but asked for the documents and asked for everything that he felt like he needed to do, because he did the research.
Okay.
He's actually following protocol and doing what he was, and then was told to do that, and he did that. The problem is that his leadership there locally is not giving him what he's asking for, and or just kind of dismissing the whole idea, kind of being rude, in my opinion. It was just like, you know, what you looking for this, and who is you, and this don't got nothing to do with us, and I don't know where you're going with that, but no, you know, I don't know what you're trying to do with that.
So you think it's the members' rights to know the information?
Oh, most definitely. I think that information should be public. I mean, every union chapter has their own website. So,
Right.
I mean, I think it should just be, you know, public information. Just like, I mean, just what we have with anything. If I wanted to know in the city of Albuquerque what they're doing with our tax dollars, I could get that information. I mean, this is you know, I think our unions is what, a nonprofit organization. They follow this, that, and the third, have these certain elections, and that they have to follow tax laws and stuff, and whatever that they do. So yeah, I think that information should be ready, willing, and able to be provided.
Okay.
Especially upon request.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Since you worried about what your union dues are doing, do you happen to know how much you pay in union dues per year off the top of your head?
I mean, I can find out, but roughly about $32 and some change each paycheck.
What does that come out to? That's bi-weekly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if my math,
$64, $65 more.
okay, so if my math is math and you guys are paying almost $800 every year, right? Give or take?
Yeah.
Okay, but why do I know that? That's not my union. You don't know that.
Well, I've done the math on this before.
Okay, so tell me how much, I mean, you're a carrier. How many carriers do you believe there are in this great United States of America?
I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but we got a lot of our fellow Blue Eagles out there. So
I believe it's around 333,000, give or take. All right.
Okay.
So let's do the math. You do the math. Matter of fact, you got a calculator. I'm recording this video. So you do the math.
You said 300 and what?
It's about 333,000, give or take.
All right. So let me get my handy dandy calculator.
Okay. All right.
So we got about $64 a month.
Give or take.
We're right, average about 2 paychecks a month, right?
Well, if you're doing bi-weekly, you would just multiply your $32 right by 26. So that would give you your figure for the year.
Okay. So what I'm getting is about $802 per carrier.
Okay, okay, that sounds about right. 800, like I said.
And then if we multiply that by 333,000 total.
Yeah, just a flat number.
Take numbers, yeah, it's about, let me get this out again, wait a minute. Because we're doing it by the 333,000 carriers.
Right.
So in that case, I am getting about 268,127,300 such and such 0.16. It's a lot of money.
So you're saying, so you,
Millions, 2.6 million.
2.6 million per year for the National Association of Letter Carriers.
Yeah, that's letter carriers, right?
Right. So every letter carrier that's watching me right now, do you know where your funds are being appropriated? See, I'm gonna be the asshole behind this because me personally, I refuse to give money if I don't know where my funds are going. So what'd you say it was? 2.6 million? 2.6 million of your dollars are going out there, but you don't know, Miss Anita?
But do you know where your funds go to? I mean, don't be picking this up on our carrier stuff. But see, I think that's also the whole big point of everybody that is paying their dues. I don't know if you are paying your dues per se.
Okay.
I don't know which one you're part of.
APWU.
Okay, gotcha. And so, I think that's the whole thing that we need to start doing. Because in the end, like you and I listened to that video with that gentleman.
Okay.
The other day and stuff like that, and I felt like that was real uncalled for when this gentleman actually took his time and went to the guy and actually said, "Hey, I got some concerns, this, that, and the third. I don't think he was rude or nothing like that." And then he got pushed back and he got dismissed off to the side. And when the APWU or the NALC and then our rural people, but they are dealing with the same thing. When it comes down to we want our unions to do more. See, what they ain't understanding is that the reason why more questions are being asked is because we all feel that nothing is being done or more could be done or more needs to be done.
So what
That's what it comes down to.
You just look like the people in my comment section. And don't take this the wrong way, people. I'm playing devil's advocate, okay? I got to do it because sometimes you got to draw the information out when people complain, okay? So tell me, in your honest opinion, what can be done in order to wake your union up? If you feel like $2.6 million and you don't know what happened, where your funds are going, what happens? Talk to me. Let's talk about your area for a second. I'll give or take whatever area you're in. We're not going to shout out where you're at.
Right.
But let's say your area decides what? How many people you think are in your area, give or take?
21 stations, but let's just use easy numbers. I know for a fact we got about 16, 15 of them.
Okay.
So yeah, just while you was talking, I was doing the math on that too.
Oh.
So just here locally with me, if we just using just easy numbers, let's just say we got about 15 stations. And again, just my district only, not my neighboring district, not my sister district, nothing.
Okay.
Just my station alone, let's just say easy numbers. 15 stations, we got an average of 50 carriers.
Okay.
What I feel, in my honest opinion that you asked, I think needs to be done. And, I just think that people just need to start. The only way to get their attention is by hitting them in the pocket. That's just how this world is. That's how everything is. If you're going through a divorce, a situation, every company, whatever you can fit this to, if you want to affect somebody or something, you have to hit them in the pocket.
Hit them in the pockets. Okay, so you think that's going to be justice. So how's that going to help? Give me an average. Give me an average. Talk to me. Tell me what you're thinking.
Okay, so just like, let's just say, again, going back to about 15 stations, say I wrote down here 16 stations. So
okay.
An average of 50 carriers.
Right.
Then if there was, again, hypothetically, if there was to be a decline of just 20% of the carriers.
So you're telling me that 20% stop paying dues.
20% send in cancellations and stop paying dues, correct?
Okay.
Then doing the math, comes out to be about 160 carriers. 160 carriers stop paying dues out of my one district and my one district only. And then doing the math of average about $32 per pay period.
Or $800 a year. $800 a year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then if you times that by 160 carriers, it comes out to be about 10,000. Look, I break it down from the month to the year. So monthly, that's a decline of $10,000 monthly.
Damn.
And over a year, that's $122,000 that my local chapter will miss out on that.
Damn.
So that $122,000 is somebody's salary. That $122,000 is for something else. That $122,000 could pay for, what we call those,
arbitration?
That's right. That $122,000 could go towards something else. It could go towards, hell, more equipment, more whatever. But then again, that's not our job. You know what I'm saying? This is just our dues, and it needs to be for our union and our union purposes only. But I'm just saying that itself could pay for the next a mediator, an arbitrator, whatever the case may be. And again, that's only just by a decline of 20%. If we was to decline membership, because again, the only way to get their attention is by hitting them in the pocket. And again, I'm going to say this is just my district and my district only, hypothetically. Then it's going to be a point in time that year over year of a decline, it's going to end up being more people that's going to come come out of the union, going to submit the cancellation, and then, or that it's going to affect the amount.
They're going to raise the union's dues. So if you...
Right, absolutely, it's going to raise the union dues. And one thing I know for sure, and two things for certain, those old timers, the ones that got 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, they gonna raise all kind of hell if their union's dues are starting to go up. Because they the ones that have put in all that time before. They tired of it. They about to go out the door. And they watching every little penny of theirs. So even if it goes up to $35 because of the con of the membership by 20%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guarantee you they're going to do something about it then. I guarantee you that somebody's going to be looking at this like, why the hell we got this going on? Most importantly, I'm pretty sure the national people in Washington, D.C. is going to look at that. They're going to be making some phone calls. And they're going to be like, hey, what's going on out there, Midwest? What's this? Why are we getting a whole bunch of cancellations all of a sudden? They're going to start looking at some stuff.
So it takes action. So you telling me that you believe, okay, so now you realize that I'm talking to the whole country right now. You're telling me to do this, and I got people that are going to comment right now, and they may attack you for saying that, but I'm gonna ride this out with you. So if that's what should be done, and everybody in the comment section gonna sit there and they're gonna be upset, but they have to do it. If that's the choice that you guys are going to decide, because the mail carriers all together, you guys have your own little Facebook groups nationwide. You guys have all these little groups that you can communicate with each other. Hell, you got Mailman Nick. That's he's a form of social media that you guys can comment on.
Real quick, Jay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I could care less who gets mad at me or who push back at me, and I could really care less of what somebody got to say. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a rat's butthole about the president, about what they got to say. I don't care about whose president is saying anything, vice president, the sergeant of arms, the treasury. I don't care about none of that. Because at the end of the day, I don't like paying for some type of service that I'm not receiving. And numbers don't lie. At the end of the day, dollars don't lie. It can either move people or people start getting greedy. All this stuff that we're hearing about, this corruption, and that this state over here is doing this, they doing this. This man just simply asked, like, hey, can you show this to me? It was a simple question. You know what I'm saying? Can you provide this to me? And when somebody hesitates, then that says something right there. Sometimes somebody not saying something says the answer. And that's some bullshit because the people out there in Washington, D.C., they being comfortable. And they being comfortable with not doing a damn thing. And now everybody is looking at, well, let's get the Teamsters. Let's get this other people over here. Let's do all this. And that's only because we are feeling like nothing is being done on our part. And it's not like we want a lot. Just asking them to enforce the contract that they negotiated. Forget all this grievance stuff. Forget all this other stuff. I don't know what they done did, but here's what I do know. I'm not me hypothetically. I don't want no more money out of the grievance because you broke the contract. I simply want you to continue to pay me what you're paying. Just stop doing this bullshit. If that's what I want, and if I'm paying my dues to give you that type of support, giving you the dues money where you can get somebody up there to do whatever they need to do and start, hammering it down for real, the money is there for that to be done. And if that's not being done and we got all these contract violations, we got all this stupid stuff that's going on with extra trips. They going to the titty bar over here. They got a whole cruise line over here. They sitting there doing all this other stuff with our money. Not no more. Because our contract is ending this year. And if they want another 3 years of memberships and they want, more memberships, then they have to sit there and put up or shut up. And I think that's where we at right now. But enough is enough as far as what the talking is concerned. What needs to happen is the action needs to be done. To me, I don't know that email that you got, that letter, whatever you got, but that person was basically saying, call my bluff then. If you came to me and basically was just like, hey, you actually need to, can you give me this information? And that person said, I don't care what you do. You could go put it on Twitter, Yoo-hoo, ha-ha, yo-ho, or whatever platform you got. And I'm still not going to give you that information. Yeah, see, it's time to put up or shut up at that point.
Okay.
Because that was calling somebody's bluff right there. And that's what they all been doing. And they've been doing it for years. We could all get on here and talk to the next person. We be outside cussing and fussing, all this stupid stuff. But at the end, we all say we tired of it. But ain't nothing being done behind it. Ain't nothing being done. Listen, it takes 3 cancellation forms. They could get it on the USPS.com's website. You go to the forms link. You go to the search thing and you just type in union. You can type in whatever keyword you want, union or cancellation. You get the form right there. You don't even got to go to your UN store or nobody. You just go to the regular website at the post office. And then you go in and you follow the instructions and it says you need 3 of them. And you one for yourself, one for the records of the local people, and the other one is for the national. And you send that in, and you write a little letter or whatever you need to do that says that if I got to submit this at a such and such date, then this letter stays in effect until such and such date.
Oh.
Sign your name, date, whatever you need to do. But I still want my stuff canceled on that such and such date, if not now or effective then. And I made copies of this. Whatever it is, send it certified, so you got to definitely do that. But enough is enough. And when one person shares that I canceled out my dues, the next person is going to ask, well, how you do that? Because I've been wanting to get off. I've been wanting to cancel my dues too. I've been wanting to get off for the year. Hey, that's all right, because see, look, let me give you the same information I know. Or better yet, I got some extra forms. Here you go, sis. Or here you go, bro. Here you go. Go ahead and do what you need to do. Because that's what needs to happen to get their attention. And that's not saying that we stay out of it forever. That's just saying that we actually need to go ahead and do something about it.
Action.
And also this action, but also this, Jay. And I said this to my partner. The negotiations are going on right now.
This is true.
Let them negotiate. Let them negotiate what we need to negotiate, because see, we've already paid those dues up until the date. So lock down our conditions and do what we need y'all to be doing. But then after y'all lock it in for the next 3 years and we got what we got, then it's time to go ahead and rip that rug underneath them.
Okay, so I got a question though. So are you in the union?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so right now it's action. It's action. Latabaga moat. See me I say? You talking, but you got a latabaga moat. You're talking, you're not showing no action. Trust me. Listen, if you want to sit there and you say to people, because you got the platform right now, that they should be stopping with the union, it takes one to start the chain. I don't necessarily condone leaving the union because we obviously need them. But here's the kicker. UPS, I spoke about them for the last month or whatever the case is, as they were negotiating. Do you guys remember me talking about what they were negotiating for? Do you guys remember me talking about that? Do you remember that? What the terms of the contract were? They said, we're going to come to the table. This is what we're fighting for. And the people knew that are at UPS what their union was fighting for. Here goes a question to you. Do you know what your union is fighting for?
Yeah, they actually, I can't say it off my brain right now, but yes, they actually do tell us that in our postal magazines.
How many people read the magazines? You do. Okay, but do you know how?
And it says that on the app too. It actually says it on the app.
Okay, but how many people actually go on the app? Because a lot of my videos I just pull off of y'all websites, and people act like they're totally shocked. But this little platform that I got, where I talk to people on the YouTube, don't you think that maybe your union president could get on the YouTube and speak? Because people will sit there and they watch it. Y'all share it. You talk on your Facebooks. They have a Facebook site where they can actually say, hey, this is what we're fighting for.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that people,
with that extra money that they're doing, they can create a whole position, a whole new position at that.
Social media.
A social media influencer or a social media marketer. You know what I'm saying? And talk about some job security, talking about coming over to the new, century and stuff like that. Yeah, see, the problem with the post office is that they just too old. And I'm not saying nobody's age, but I am saying somebody's age, if you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying? We gotta get with the new stuff that's going on. There's a channel on YouTube that I think it's for the, a posted record or somebody like that. They don't show their face, they show no engagement, and it's kind of unbearable to tune in, but I still tune in. But let me not get sidetracked. There's always more that they could do. And if anybody is listening to this, go to your app because it will take you to the Nationals website. And on the Nationals website, there is another link. I can't tell you for sure, but I can pull it up right now. You go to where it says bylaws. And under the bylaws, you can actually go read that, skip a couple of pages or whatever like that, but it will tell you exactly how much the president get, the vice president get, the treasury get, the secretary get, all the positions there. And let me tell you something, it ain't no chump change either. It's a lot more. While you talking, I'm about to pull it up right now so I can tell you over this phone call right now. I'm about to tell you.
Tell me you mad without telling me you're mad.
Listen, I've been mad, but you know what I'm saying, that's not here or there. But it's just, again, it's just more that needs to be done. But yeah, let me tell you real quick.
So back to my point though, is it's one thing to say that you're going to do something, but if you don't do it, or if you're not willing to help start the movement, just like Jamie King, when they were going through their process with the rural carriers, I don't think anybody should decertify a union unless it's deemed. It's more so of the pressure of saying, hey, look, we need you to fight for our rights. And I understand that. And if you get frustrated, yes, please make it known. I mean, think about what I've spoken about within these last few months. I spoke about the letter carriers union with your president and him getting arrested and all this other good stuff. I spoke about the rural carriers union where you guys are going through your pay cuts. You guys didn't get a paycheck recently. Okay, that's two of the unions. I just spoke about the mail handler union where the guys just whoever it is staying home 2 to 4 days a week, and they're collecting checks from FMLA and then getting bigger money, and the APWU, where they are sitting there collecting members from contractors. So that's all 4 of our basic unions, and we all could sit here all day and sit here and gripe, but that's 4 unions that have major issues. But everybody that's watching me, they're all into different crafts. What are y'all gonna do about it? Seriously, what are you gonna do about it? Just sit there and comment and be upset? Or are you going to step up and do something like this young lady's talking about? I mean, she sounds angry. She needs anger management classes, I believe, but whatever. So talk to me. Tell me the website or whatever it is you were just going to mention. I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want you screaming at me.
Well, I haven't found it, but one thing I did do is I did go to NALC.org.
Okay.
And I was trying to hurry up and do this because I know we're on this phone call. But so I just went in and searched, and what I searched was bylaws. But so as I'm trying to find the exact bylaws, I also just found this thing of how to submit bylaw changes. So I guess that there is a procedure that somebody can ask, for new language to be added or language to be deleted. I don't know, but that, I'm gonna actually look into that, and I'm gonna get back to you on that. I'm gonna go ahead and see how that could be done, because that may actually be something that we could do, is just ask for some changes. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked, but I want to find how much
you want to continue being angry. I got it.
Whatever. Well, you haven't seen angry yet, but I'm just saying.
Well, I ain't seen.
It does make me very upset, and it's very disappointing to hear about what my fellow, my fellow carriers are dealing with, even to the rural side. I hate that they are going through that. But I will share with anybody as a reminder that the post office usually have a policy for anything and everything.
Right. And
when the post office has a policy that states that if your check ain't right, or you did not get a check, then that lets you know that this has been done before. And it also lets you know that there is a procedure that if it's done again, this is the procedure for it. Right. So I go to say that as messed up as it is, that it's been done before in all. But also at the same token, it is what it is. I just want them to know y'all are going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? And you will get paid. Just believe that. This year myself, I wasn't in light blue for almost 6 months.
Right.
And I got paid 65% of my working hours on my 1260. You know what I'm saying? And I had to pay 35% in taxes for 6 months.
Damn.
By a money order. And I was hella pissed. And I was hella mad. But it did get done. And when it got done, they had to pay me the money and then subtract it back again and then pay it back just to offset the system. It's really dumb and quirky the way it's done. But it got done. But it took another 3 months for that to get done after I was re-entered back into light blue.
Shit.
But when I did get it, it was like a fat check. It was really nice.
Let me hold something. Let me hold something.
No, I can't do that. And plus, that was back then. You know what I mean? That was back then. So, but
don't hate me for trying.
I did find what I was looking for.
Okay.
And let me just kind of skim through this so you can see.
I thought you were prepared. You called me. You prepared. I don't know what you thought.
And I apologize. It's actually under the Constitution.
Okay.
So if you read the Constitution, then it will tell you about this. But what am I reading this? This is the president. The duties of the officer and the president.
Okay.
And it looks like here that he or her salary is.
Survey says.
It says, for the faithful performance of the above duties, they shall receive the sum of $239,791.62. So 239,791.62 per oh shit, hold up.
The president of the union?
Yeah.
239,000? You sure that figure is right?
Yeah, I'm gonna screenshot this to you. But yeah, it's like I said, it's pretty up there. And the vice president is because again it goes off of that. The vice president is still over 200K. And no, I'm sorry, the executive vice president is 200K. The vice president is 195K. The secretary and the treasury is their stuff is
So
195K too. So yeah, I'm telling you, it's big cool money on what these folks get out of our pay period. So why they want to always negotiate more money for us? It's because of the fact that they get more money because it's based on a percentage. That's why they always think that just getting us more pay, we're going to shut up and be happy. No, we ain't fucking happy. We just bottom line. We want more money, yep, because we are older, because you put more duties on us, and we got to work in worse conditions, and we got to be out here fighting other these stupid people, dogs, and got to pay overtime, and people, y'all can't keep nobody because y'all don't know how to talk to people, so we're owed that regardless. But then y'all want to sit there and try to get some more money because then they get some more money. You know what I want to say? Why don't you negotiate for what's fair and what we are owed, and y'all don't get no increase in y'all pay? That's what I want. But I ain't gonna go there. But all in all, I'm just saying this, not to just kind of sidetrack things. We have to do something by actually doing the cancellations and at least writing a letter. I mean, at least we could go ahead and do that. And say, hey, I am sending you this letter to put you on notice that if this X, Y, and Z don't get done, then I will be doing my cancellation on this day for this amount going forward until I see some improvement. We can at least do that.
Oof. Do you think that this is what Mr. DeJoy wanted? The implosion of the unions?
We're going to talk about that off.
Okay. All right.
We can't talk about that right now.
Okay. I think this is the way the system was built. But tell me you angry without you being angry. So here goes. Obviously, like I said before, I got to play the devil's advocate on both sides. I'm always pro worker. I have a feel about the way the unions have treated everybody. But again, I'm looking at it from both perspectives. Does anybody out there believe that this young lady, I don't even know your age, but that's not my business, has any valid points? Is she, valid with what she's saying? Do you have any questions for this young lady when it comes down to, the process? She will be reading a lot of the comments, and, you guys can throw your words out there. Please remember to definitely be respectful with each other and respectful that everybody has an opinion. I have my own opinion about all of this right now because I'm watching and witnessing from the outside, although I'm a worker, how each union has a lot of their negatives and is just being brought to the forefront. Now with Carriers Union, obviously, there's a bigger problem, and hopefully, that can get resolved on its own. But everybody needs to be involved one way or another. Again, I can only say this a million times over. Either you get involved in the union or you get out of the union. That way, if something happens and you're not protected, you won't have no feeling about, what, I got in trouble. The union still got to represent me, but I know they're not going to represent this hard. And you just deal with the consequences. Or you continue to pay your dues and make sure that you get involved. That way, you know exactly where your union dues are going, because we can sit here and talk. We can sit here and talk and continue to talk and continue to talk. We can complain about the managers. We can complain about the union. We can complain about each other. But this is just a big complain fest. Toxicity at its finest. But what is it all doing unless somebody steps forward? And again, I applaud Jamie King for doing his research and doing what they're doing over there, the rural carriers. But the carriers, again, are the foot soldiers, the backbones of this organization, really. And if they just sit down and lay down for whatever, Renfro, is that your president's name? Renfro?
Yeah.
Yeah, Renfro does, and he's not looking out in your best interest, and you guys are just okay with that. Then honestly, you deserve whatever it is you get.
I agree because you know what we had to really stand up because it is no them without us, and we have to really know that we could go with one district at a time or one state at a time. Then word will get out. Just like back then in 76. When they was calling a strike, they was on the phone and they was doing it one station at a time. They was like, station 56, strike, hang up, call another one. Station 91, strike, another one. I mean, that's what they did, man. And now, as time has happened, I don't think a strike is needed. I don't think we need to be doing all that. I just think that our voice needs to get louder.
Voices need to get louder.
And it's not about just talking and talking and talking. Like I said, every one of us, we don't need to go to no union meeting. But what we can do is to send our letter of intent that says, I, such and such, is a union member, and this notice is to serve that we are looking for more action from local chapter, blase, or else our membership will be requested for cancellation.
Okay, so I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I mean, not
rumping up some feathers, but let's do it. We got to do it right. You know what I'm saying? Put them on notice. Write that letter. And you know what's even better? Most of these local chapters have emails. Send an email. Subject line, letter of intent. Boom. Because I guarantee you that president is going to start asking for a mandatory meeting or something like that. Something's going to get done. They're going to start calling a focus meeting. They're going to do something because they can't just ignore a mailbox full of letter of intent and trying to cancel it out. They can't just ignore that.
I agree. That I agree with. I mean, they can try to ignore it, but once the actions occur, then, I mean, yeah, they'll be woke.
Hell yeah. They're going to be shaking in their boots, is what they say.
Shaking in their boots. You definitely from the Midwest. This is
Anyway, Jay, I'm down for that right now. Like I said, it doesn't even matter about none of these folks. Our union president, Mr. F. I don't know what his name is, but it doesn't matter. I could care less, Mr. Nameless person. Because what really matters is not their name. It's our name that matters. Every single one of us that got an EIN number and our name that we pay dues, it's our name that matters. Not Mr. DeJoy, not that president there, not that vice president there. It's our name that matters. And they better know what our names are since they've taken our money.
Oof.
Not a game.
Not a game.
Game over.
Game over.
We should go into negotiations or in 2024 feeling good whether or not we got a job or not. We should be going into negotiations or next year feeling like some shit is about to change. Regardless of what the structure changes are going from the upper part, like the joint and stuff like that. That's, to me, the reason why I didn't want to answer that, because that's all structural. But there should be something from the local end that should be able to be communicated that says, we don't know what this is going to do, but we could tell you that this is what our plan is, A, B, C. I mean, Tim, this is some type of reassurance. That's all we asking for is to do more. And that just also means just to communicate and tell us that you have a game plan. But these folks here just want to sit in silence, go on trips, and collect the check. And like I said, they getting a lot of money.
Numbers don't lie.
Nothing. And numbers don't lie, baby. But I'm going to leave on that note. And we're going to pick this up again another day.
Miss Ma'am, I truly appreciate your time. Thank you for this. The EAP has psychologists and therapists to help with that anger management.
And I use them every 2 weeks.
Oh?
So I get my 6 sessions.
No, again, I truly appreciate you.
We will catch up again, no problem. I appreciate you too.
Well, thank you for joining me, and that was awesome. All right, Postal family. Yeah, she called in. She was a little rough. Scared me a little bit. Called me with a little groggy voice. It's kind of turning me on, but I still had the issues with my throat and the peanut butter. But again, that's none of your business. Listen, on a serious note, all of her points were valid. Me personally, I think that if we're sitting here, we're griping in the comment section, that does absolutely nothing for us. If you're doing and utilizing the comment section for some type of action that will be helpful for each other, just like this young lady said, we all have names, we all have EIN numbers, and one of you wants to step up and do something and say, hey, look, we can do X, Y, Z, give suggestions versus the negatives. She must have had a lot of things on her mind, and the suggestions were awesome. Letter of intent, that's awesome. Putting people on notice, awesome. It's the beginning. And for that amount of money that, we put into them, yeah, you should have some more knowledge. You should have some more information. Because just from my research, just with UPS, I'm outside of UPS, but I knew what they were negotiating for. Think about that. From outside of UPS, some dude on the internet knew exactly what their intentions were. You know why? Because he had a loud voice. He spoke to news channels. He spoke to his people. He had meetings. I think that's all that we need, is just people to inform us on what's going on. So, for any of the presidents that are out there watching, because I'm sure you are, somebody's going to snitch and say, this guy's talking about you. Hey, it is what it is. It ain't my voice. It's the Postal family's voice, the people that pay your bills. They're talking and they're upset. And if you don't make a change soon, you might not be in that position much longer. That's not a threat. Just ask your own people. This is JH, and I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.